Hello guys, this is Lacerta Gaming here, and we are back on the Lacerta server. This is looking to be our last episode on the Lacerta server, and that is because I have lost the interest to play on the server. A lot of the people have lost the interest to play on the server that I had, all the YouTubers. I think I had about 12 people on the server, which is, I mean, a lot for a small YouTuber to get. Sadly, the series had to come to an end because managing a server, managing all the people on the server, managing other people's content as well as your own, as well as keeping up and recording all the time was a bit of a pain. It was fun at first, but as it grew, it kind of subsided, and it wasn't as fun to make content on the server anymore. And most of us have lost interest. We still love Minecraft. It's not because we got sick of the game or anything. It's just that just managing the server, you know, trying to make content all the time, kind of took away from the fun of the game. There's some games that are really fun to do content on and to share experiences, especially Minecraft single player. But once you get more people in here and have to manage stuff, it really takes away from the fun, especially because we've had a lot of glitches and stuff with the server and everything. Anyways, guys, so I'm kind of bringing in the end of the server and the series, but before the series ends and before we say bye to this world forever, I'll just show you guys around one last time and kind of show you what we've missed. A lot of stuff has happened. I did have some recording failures, which did happen to result in me losing interest in the server because I lost a lot of footage, but we've done a lot. We can start at my house, and we can go over kind of to the YouTubers village. And as you can see up on the hill, you can see kind of other structures YouTubers have built. A vast number of them. If we go down the road, we'll get to the other buildings. So we had a good number of people on the server. It was really going well. People were making content, but you know, you lose interest. Especially when you run into a lot of technical difficulties, which we did. We have had the world corrupt numerous times, which means we've had to restart and go back and do stuff. So if you come into the YouTubers village, we can see some of the houses that appear. Out in the distance is a really nice house. Really, I don't come here often, but it's really nice. They put a lot of work into here. A lot of big houses, fancy houses, especially all these castles, windmills. Kind of like a whole server power system we got going here, which is from Lacerta Co. I've actually completed it's not really the factory, it was actually a power plant, and then I was going to add assembly lines to it afterwards. Sadly, I did not, but the power plant is still an amazing piece of machinery, and it powers most of the server as well as the odd windmill we've passed. The buildings go about this far. It looks like someone tried to build a tower here out in the distance. They're working on that. Anyways, we'll jump into the castle and kind of show you what was going on. I kind of helped out with this build here. I built the house in the middle for my friend. He was very pleased. He cleared out the area. This is probably one of the nicer structures, or the nicest structure, I should say, on the Lacerta server. It truly is. Everybody on the server just loves to come here and take a look. It was a really nice creation we did, and we had fun building it. I had fun. I was kind of like the building planner, the architect. I did most of it. I had people help me get resources, and that was fun. Sadly, we never really got to finish the castle and everything else. So yeah, this is basically the other YouTubers' village. This is where all the other YouTubers kind of like made their videos around here. We go here. We've actually connected everything up with a train system, kind of a new one. Before we had like a big monorail, and as you can see, it is kind of like an above ground station, and we had this train stretch right across all the way to around the Lacerta Co factory where you saw that other building and looked identical to this. And this was an above ground monorail, and it just spanned right across. Sadly though, it looked very ugly. And the problem with having the train system above ground was that animals and zombies that spawn on the track would get hit by the high-speed rails, which we use from Railcraft. And for those who don't know, if the high-speed trains hit anything, they explode. It was causing lots of problems because even though we lit up the tracks as much as we could, somehow a sheep or a pig would spawn on there, and even a spider would be able to climb up onto the tracks, causing a collision with the train, causing it to explode. And we had a very simplistic system where you'd wait at the station. You'd wait probably about 20 seconds and a train would stop by. You'd hop on and you'd wait 10 seconds and off it went. It was kind of like a realistic sort of train system. And the problem with that is the trains are kind of stupid. They don't know when there's like a collision course in the track. And once one train exploded, there was a big hole in the track, and then eventually all the other trains would get to that hole in the track, and this explode caused a massive derailment, and it was not fun because we had to repair it multiple times. The whole thing burnt down. It was terrible. So we upgraded to a underground system, which we have down here. We kind of just recycled the old stations. We're gonna make these like storage warehouses, but they're a cool little structure just to, mark where the train stations are. And we actually updated to more of a smart system. I built this system here. I did most of the rail work and stuff. I'm kind of like the techie guy on the server. So this is the train station. As you see here, it's kind of like a selector panel. And the idea was we're going to have multiple stops. And you'd be able to select what stop you'd be able to go to. Sadly, we didn't finish the stops because we cut soon playing on the server. But we do have one stop here. And this is just back to my house, really. So we jump on the train, it'll take us back, and we can just go down here. And as you see, the high-speed rails are nice and safe from zombies and other mobs. And it's pretty well made. It's pretty safe, nothing explodes, which is pretty cool. And we get to our stop safely, and very quickly, too. So we come upstairs, and we're back at my house. And that was kind of like most of the village you saw over there. And that's kind of the whole train system. It's pretty advanced. And now I'd like to show you guys sort of, I guess, the finished Lacerta Co factory. Because I'm not really building more. But as you can see, we have these huge sort of power battery looking boxes. These transformers on the outside. And they connect up to a big system on the inside. So we come on inside. The main floor, I was going to plan to build like assembly lines and stuff. But I didn't quite do that. We got lights and stuff all being powered, and a huge power array here, which kind of transfers high voltage to medium voltage and medium voltage to low voltage just to power all the different types of machines. It's pretty complex. But as we go downstairs is where all the magic happens. We come downstairs and we have the 2 diesel generators that power the whole plant. They're not on right now because we don't really use a lot of electricity, but you flick this and they turn on and they make noise and they spin and they create a ton of power. It is pretty crazy, and they use this biofuel back here to power them. So basically how the whole system works is we have a melon farm underneath, and melons come up this conveyor belt and they go into these machines which break down the melons and the seeds here, and then they go into these machines which make 2 types of liquids which go up into these pipes into the refinery back here, and it makes the biodiesel. The biodiesel pumps out into this big tank, and then this tank is kind of like a storage unit for whenever we turn these diesel generators on, and then they go up. Power comes out of here into these battery boxes and out the top and to the rest of the server and anybody connected to a power line, which is great. And it produces so much power. Everybody on the server is provided with power. So much of it, you're never able to use up like one of these generators. Like, it is designed that both generators would be on and creating tons of power. We only need one of these generators on for about 2 minutes, and it powers up the whole server, and it just creates so much electricity. It is insane, and we never even came close. We used probably like 2% of like the facility's capabilities of producing electricity. It was ridiculous. So this is this, and the most amazing part is these use a lot of melons. These use so many melons to produce fuel. Basically the whole server, everything on it, all the machines that are on the server are powered by melons. And we need a lot of melons to power all those houses and everything. And as you see, these melons seem to be popping out of the ground like magic. Well, it's not magic. It is a big melon farm we have underground, and it's probably the biggest structure on the server, and it took like a long time. I'm telling you, like, I stayed up to 4 in the morning working on this crazy melon plant. And if we come down, it's hidden behind a secret trapdoor, but as you can see, we are put into a massive room with all these melons. This huge melon farm, which creates melons like every second, and they grow and they get harvested. It is nuts. And they come out of these, like, farms, and they come out these conveyor belts and up this conveyor belt, which transfer them up to the top, which we see, and it just produces melons for days. Honestly, like, look at how many melons this thing produces. Oh, trying to jump over this conveyor belt, but yeah, it's pretty big. We can just run across here, and there's so many of these huge melon plants, and we made the walls all cobblestone. It took a long time to do, but we were able to do it. Oh my, this is quite the build. I had a lot of fun doing it, and my friends were going crazy because I was constantly borrowing resources from them, but it all worked out in the end, and we had a crazy power plant to thank at the end of this. So we'll just head back up. Maybe we turn around, take a look at the old farm and everything, which is looking great. And yeah, it works like a charm. Sadly, we had to say goodbye to the server, and we won't really be using much of it. But if we come out of here, we can go outside, and it's already nighttime. But we also went to the Nether. Actually, I think I did a video before this going to the Nether, but we did a lot of work in the Nether. A lot of work. To make the Nether more of a safe place, really. We kept going back, and we were dying constantly. It was a constant issue going to the Nether, so we kind of made a base of operations, kind of minimize casualties by building this nice base. And if we go to the Nether, we will see if it loads. Oh, had a bit of a leg spike there. Whoa! Wow! Let's let everything load in there for a second. We have this huge sort of indoor Nether sanctuary. Like, look at this. This is insane. It's a big dome we've made out of strengthened glass, should I say. So it's pretty gas resistant. The gas can still blast through this, but they need like about 3 shots on one of the glasses to break it. It's insane. It's a fortress of solitude, and it's kind of like a little insanity bar, because the Nether, it's a hellish place. I mean, look at that. But you look inside, and it's grass and trees and gardens. It's beautiful, and we have an iron golem roaming about to make sure there's no zombie pigmen wandering in. This was supposed to be built up a bit more. Like, downstairs we were going to have like a whole potion brewing station and all sorts of goodies, but we didn't end up filling this up. And this is under a lava ocean. Like, we built this whole facility in a lava ocean, so this had to all be cleared out with the lava. It took tons of time, but we didn't use it as much. It was just kind of like a safe base we could come to in the Nether. Now we come over here. This is kind of how we exit the place. So we press this button here, and this door opens up, and we can come outside. Oh, looks like there was some damage here. If we turn around, we can look at the whole structure. It's in the lava lake. And yeah, I don't know if you guys remember from like a previous episode, we came by here. This is kind of where the portal first was, on that little island we had the bridge across, where we kind of made it into a fortress, which is great. And yeah, this is kind of, we've made the Nether a safe place. I'm out here not being attacked at all. It is amazing. So we'll head back to the world just to show you the rest. So we can just run into here, close the safety door. Hopefully nothing gets in here. That's good. And we can go right through the portal again. Alright, so we've done that. This is basically most of the server. Over there is Pel's farm, or what's his name? Yeah, Pel. I think I showed you guys the farm on the last... Whew. Oh my. I think I showed you guys the farm a couple episodes ago, or last episode. I'm not sure. I haven't recorded on here for a while, but it's basically the same thing. It's just hooked up. It's just hooked up with electricity now. It's got maybe a water wheel. That's about it. That's all that's changed. But yeah, this is most of the server. I'm sad this had to come to an end. So so abruptly. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, I might do a series like this maybe in the future when I can kind of manage things better. It didn't go so well the first time, but we kind of had a nice start. It was kind of fun to do until it wasn't fun to do anymore. Anyways, guys, if you like, please leave a like below. Comment as well if you'd like to say anything. And yeah, if you want to see more, please subscribe as well, because maybe I'll do some more Minecraft content in the future. It's a good chance there will be. It might not be a modded survival series like this, or it might actually be, depending on how I feel at that moment. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. This is Lacerta Gaming, signing off.